Well, good morning, everybody. It's Sunday morning. That means it's time for Chat with Charles. And so we've got TonJäger72 here with us. Hello there, Brant. How are you?
Great to see you, Charles. I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm no, thank you for being on, because without you, there is no show.
So I think there'll still be a show.
5 minutes, Oh, no, appreciate you coming on. And for those that don't know, TonJäger has got a channel of his own, and let me go ahead and throw his channel into the chat for you. And he's kind of getting started there, but already the videos are awesome. It's just it's you see a guy coming into something new and having a good time doing it, and it's got all the markings of the things that I look for. So
well, thank you. That's very, very generous of you.
All right, well, Brant, let's go ahead and look at who we got here. So we'll go through our chat here. Steve Rezer was first one in, saying hello, everybody, and cheers.
Good to see you.
There you go. And Cushman NYC.
Cushman.
Good morning to you. And we got Big Wave Dave here in the house.
Hey, Dave.
And our buddy R2R3 Locking Nut from over the OU812 crew. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And everyone's favorite music and law, Ryan Hall.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey there, buddy. How you doing? And Josh Tanberg, who's experiencing his first week living in Germany.
Right.
Right. You're having a good time. Saw the posts, and looks like things are going well so far. So hope you're getting situated well, my friend.
He can actually translate my channel name.
Oh yeah. I love that. Yeah, TonJäger, right? It is Tone Hunter.
Or Tone Chaser.
You're a Tone Chaser, yeah.
So depending on the I don't know. I don't speak German. So
there you go. And let's see. And the gentleman that brought us all together today, searching for Tone, and TonJäger and I met through Searching for Tone's chat, and then he came into my channel, and Ben's channel has been all over the community now, and so now it's time to get to know him better.
Good to see you, Brian.
Yeah, it was Brian's suggestion that hey, why don't you have TonJäger? I was like, you know what, that's a great idea. Let's go ahead and let's try this.
It's crazy, man. Crazy. I can't. It's just so great. This whole community is fantastic.
It really is, and it's something that I truly enjoy. And we got Time Surfing Alien with the best avatar ever.
Good to see you, fellow Fret Not winner.
There you go. And my brother Ed, who was our guest not too long ago on the show. Hello there. Good morning to you.
What's up, Ed?
And here's one of your guests over there from the UK, right?
Oh, I don't know who that is.
I'm not even sure how to say that.
Dolomite?
Dolomite. Yeah, I was thinking Dolomite, but I was trying to figure, are those zeros or what's going on here?
010s.
Well, welcome in. We're happy to have you. And Ryan's giving us the weather report. It is 55 degrees in lower Tennessee, but it was mid-30s this morning. So warming up as the day goes on. And BC Rich 581 saying hello to everyone in the chat and hopes we're all doing well wherever we be. Let's see. My fellow Texan Ferd Burfel here. Hello.
Hey,
let's see. Yeah, Dan Gorman, who's Cushman NYC's buddy, and Dan, we're still looking to have you on here. No, still looking for it. All right, and Sean Hockey. I don't know if you've seen the interview I did with Sean, but he has got the greatest man cave for guitar.
You know what? I haven't seen it. I definitely recognize his name, but I think I may know what you're referencing from.
Yeah.
From something else that I've watched. So
there you go. He's got a great channel, and just that is the coolest room. I mean, just Guitar Room has a bar in it, for God's sake,
Yeah, it must be nice.
All right, and good morning to Wayne. Hope you're doing
Hey,
well.
Wayne.
And our buddy Eddie Faye's made it in as well.
Eddie.
Always enjoy having Eddie in the chat. Need to have Eddie on the show. It's time. Let's see. And we did put TonJäger's channel in the chat there, so make sure that you go ahead and check him out. Give him a sub. It's going to be a good time. You're going to enjoy being over there.
I appreciate it, but no pressure.
I tell you, we've been talking for about an hour and a half, not even thinking. So this is going to be a great conversation today.
I hope everyone has things to say.
We'll just, even if you do, we'll figure something out.
Okay.
We have Backpack Guitar in the chat. Hello there, my friend. How are you? And Bo, Guitar Man 45, saying hello.
Man.
Appreciate you. There he is, Dastardly Dave. Now we can.
I love how everybody's name you're putting up I recognize.
Yeah,
that's
it is. I think it's really the great thing about this corner of the community. We tend to follow each other around to all the different shows, and it just doing this, I think, kind of pulls us together a little more. And we got Brother Ben Coombs saying hello to my brother. Good morning, welcome in. And let's see, we got L&M Guitar Corner. Martin is over there in Austria, and he is joining us. So I appreciate you, buddy. Hope you're doing well.
Cheers.
And I got my buddy here, Keith H, in the chat. Yes, Keith is here. And Martian Murray. And, I kind of got in trouble the other day because I didn't remember where Martian Murray was from. And my buddy Ferd Burfel reminded me, Martian Murray's a fellow Texan, Charles. You should know this. That's right. And so want to go ahead and make sure we got that out there. I don't know if we said hello to Steve Rezer, but if we did,
he was first.
That's right. Steve was first. Okay. Well, hello again.
Hello again.
Do it again. Let's see. Now everybody's just talking to each other, and so we want to make sure we're just not missing it. There he is. Bonkers has made his way in.
Bonkers. It's funny because a lot of times when I'm watching, I'm looking at the chat and I'm not necessarily listening fully to what the interviewer just, saying hi to everybody. It's a big part of it.
Oh yeah. And so Martin is from Austria and speaks German. He says Jaeger means hunter. Chaser is only in the context of a game of catching someone.
Yeah. I think I did. I think because my last name is Jaeger, not with a J, but the Ellis Island version of Jaeger. And I did a Google, translate.
Oh yeah. Well, it's
tone chaser, and it came up TonJäger, and I'm like, that's all I need to do. That's all I need to know.
Oh, and given the context, it works. All right, so Dolomite says,
Dolomite, that's my father-in-law right there.
Here you go. So he said he'd be in, and he is.
Yeah, he got we got him the Harley Benton Strat kit recently for his birthday. Nice. And I haven't had any updates from him yet. Where he's at with that.
All right, Dad, we need an update here. So Martin, it is a pleasure having you in the chat. Thank you, sir. I see there he is. Dennis Ellis is there.
Hey, Dennis.
How you doing, buddy? Then Herb Fireside Studio, apologize for being late. I'm sorry, you got a hall pass. You're good. Let's see. Here he is, Rico B.
Hey, Rico.
Sunny Arizona. Appreciate you, bud.
It'd be nice. I'm in the Pacific Northwest. It's a bit rainy and cold here.
There you go. Yep.
Houston sun.
And Papa Blue.
Papa Blue.
Hello there. Appreciate you. Let's see. Wow, his chat is just rolling this today. We got Mitch Heyman.
Mitch.
Hello, Mitch.
I saw you playing the other day, man. You were awesome.
Yeah, Mitch can play.
He
doesn't play around. Well, he does play around. But
oh, it was good. It was rocking.
I love this. Bo says he's waiting for Jeanette to get ready as he promised to take her shopping. So he's got a little time. So we appreciate you. All right. Just trying to make sure. Okay, looks like we are done with saying hello to everybody in the chat. But
Good morning, everyone.
so just one more update here. His guitar work in progress. No pressure, no strings.
That sounds like him.
Love it. All right, so Brant, it is that time.
All right.
One required question on this show, and it's time for you to face it.
I'm ready.
You sure?
Not really, but go ahead.
All right, so how does your guitar journey begin?
So I started playing guitar when I was 17. And I went to a very small school. We graduated like 23 people in my senior class in Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
And so we didn't have a lot of options for like elective classes.
Okay.
And my senior year, guitar was an elective. And I was like, heck yeah, that's why I'm taking that. And the instructor in that class, I'll never forget, this guy named Dewey Stewart. Everybody called him Dude. And he was great, but he was teaching a bunch of high schoolers how to play guitar, and he did the best he could with us, and I learned basic cowboy chords and all that kind of stuff, and tried to keep at it for a while. Took another guitar lesson in college, and then that was it. Now I was pretty much on my own, and for the next 20 or 30 years, 20 years, be generous with myself. I just off and on played, thinking around with stuff. I can't even remember what my first guitar was. It was the cheapest electric I could find.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the first time I actually played in front of other people, and the only time I actually ever played in front of other people, my strap button broke. So I couldn't hold the guitar. It was a real piece of POS. And I got a Fender in '92, Fender Prodigy, with a Kohler bridge, and didn't know what I was getting into. I don't even know. They totally upsold me on that guitar. And I could just never get guitars to sound good. I could play chords and I could, kind of hear things.
Mm-hmm.
But I just never got them to sound good. And it's only been the last maybe 3 or 4 years. I'd gotten rid of all my guitars. I bought a cheap electric acoustic. Actually, one of my more favorite cheap guitars, acoustic, a Kona guitar, which I just loved. And then I was like, I got to buy electric now. So I got cheap electric guitar. But the electric guitar, again, just couldn't get it to do anything. So it sat for a long time. And finally, I just got fed up. I'm like, I want to play. And I've been practicing. I'm getting better.
Mm-hmm.
My chord progression is getting better. My ease is getting better. And so I just decided I'm not going to pay somebody to fix this guitar for me because it will cost more than the guitar.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So I just dove into YouTube and online and just been playing it by ear. And, I finally got that guitar to sound good. And then I was like, well, I need to see some other guitars. And then it's gotten out of hand since then.
I'm going to stop you there for a second, and I'm going to answer Herb's question. Does Tone Chaser have a channel? Herb, yes, he does, and I'll put that back in the chat again. And here we are. So you can check him out. He's got several videos up, and I've been enjoying several of them, and I'm looking forward to watching the rest.
No, thanks. I really appreciate that. That's really nice. No, it's been, I've just kind of gone down this rabbit hole of, I started watching a lot of channels like Scar My Guitar and things like that, where there was, guitar reviews, but they were also working a little bit on the guitars and showing, their process for setting up and that sort of thing. And then so I started just doing it myself. And actually, I have a niece in England who plays guitar, and we have that little connection. And I thought, you know what, I'll film myself doing this and send it to her so she can kind of see,
Right.
part of the guitar journey that she might go on. And she is good. She's a natural. She has been playing for maybe a couple of 3 years, maybe now. But when she first started playing, she was already better than me. And so I, shared the video. And that was kind of a little fun experience. I mean, it wasn't public or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I had no inclination to become a channel or anything. And so recently my kids are getting older. I have a lot more free time now. There's a little bit more pressure. Like I work at an elementary school. So, my days are pretty free in the afternoon. And meanwhile, my wife's working from home, kind of looking at me like, what do you have to do? And I was like, hey, you know what? Instead of like looking for another job or something like that, maybe I can, nothing serious, but if anybody in my community, has a guitar and they want their strings changed and their guitar cleaned up and polished and, nothing serious. I'm not, filing anybody's.
Hey, I'll be right back. Okay.
All right.
Just keep going.
Okay. So, I decided I'd start, offering services to people in local community to, bring me your guitar.
I'm not sure how to help you with that.
Oops, sorry. How they could bring me their guitar and I, maybe charge them a little bit of money. So far, I haven't charged anybody. I've just been trying to, get more experience and promote myself and to the point where maybe I can start charging some extra money, but work on guitars instead of
why not, right?
Why not behind the counter somewhere?
It is a great way to learn, and I guess you're a little bit like me, is where you're learning to play guitar, and you got to know all of it, right? You love working with your hands, and just I need to be able to do all the things. I need to know how this thing works, and there's no better way to do that than to work on them.
Yep.
I'm so sorry to run out on you there for a minute, but I have a neighbor that likes to take his motorcycle and run it right up next to my vehicle and gun it and set off the alarm.
Oh, awesome.
It's like
our neighbor's fantastic sometimes.
It always seems to be when I'm live or on a meeting at work. It's just
well, while you were gone, my Alexa just went off, so
probably even better. But your father-in-law over there, he says, are you learning? He has a question. Are you learning any special tunes for Thanksgiving?
I of course he would ask me that. I did do I had a not a client really, but a guy that I know brought me his guitar. And part of his story was, I asked him about it, like, do you play? And he's like, oh, I've been trying to learn the Christmas song for the last 4 years so I could play it for my family. And so I did a little, minor setup on his guitar, changed his strings and all that, did a video. And I'm like, you know what? I'll do a little song. I think I did Silent Night or something like that. I looked up online. How do you play Silent Night? Like easy chords on guitar. and did that as part of the video. Like, here you go, buddy. You know, learn this, and continue on your journey. And then after that, Halloween came around, and I was like, I'm not a guitar teacher. I hardly know how to play. I was like, I'll do a little Halloween song. So I did a little video about it was the Last of Us theme song. Very easy, you know, and I did a horrible job of it, but it got a lot of views. So I was like, oh, that's cool. But Thanksgiving, can you think of any Thanksgiving songs? I can't.
Not a one. Not a one. Not a one.
Maybe there's a market for that. I don't know.
Yeah, you could always write one, right?
Okay. Oh, Ed's asking, where am I from?
Yeah, he I think he wasn't here when you gave us that information earlier.
Oh, so I'm currently in the Pacific Northwest. I'm in Washington State. I've lived in this part of the world most of my life. I did spend 10 years in Kansas, which was a very it was a great experience. A great experience.
Well, what you've been up to is exactly how Steve Brand got started. This is exactly how I got started my repair tech luthier career more than 40 years ago.
Oh, I wish I had started 40 years ago. But you got to start somewhere, you know. But that's great. That's great. Yeah.
Bo's been learning to play guitar for 52 years.
Yeah. I love it now, and I have gotten to a point where I can look up a new song or something, and I can, you know, oh, it's got a B7 chord. I can do that. Like, whereas before, like, oh no, avoid that song. No, I haven't seen Bigfoot.
we were all,
I'm a believer, but I haven't seen him.
We were all on the edge of our seats. And so, you know, your father says, hey, Thanksgiving, how about God rest you merry gentlemen? I always thought of it as a Christmas song, though.
Yeah, that's more Christmas, I think.
What a good idea. If we had Thanksgiving songs, we wouldn't have to put up with Christmas.
No, maybe somebody needs to do a rock Thanksgiving song.
Yeah.
Heavy metal rock Thanksgiving.
There has got to be a Trans-Siberian Orchestra song about Thanksgiving. Help us out here, Herb.
Yeah, I'm not that kind of creator. I can't help any of you with that. No, I'm not Kansas anymore. I love. You know what? It was a culture shock moving from Oregon to Kansas. It was.
I think Ryan has it though. Over the river. He says over the creek, but it's over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go. That would be.
I'll see how that translates to guitar.
Yeah. Well, you could do anything with a guitar.
Yeah, you really can. Well, maybe somebody who knows a little bit more what they're doing.
And my brother's just letting everybody know he's still learning, and I love Steve Brand's response. The learning never stops.
Yeah,
he really
never stops. Never stops. Anything, you know. One thing I've learned from working at elementary school, every day learn something new.
Well, Earl is in the chat, and he's asking. He says, "Hey, Brant, where in Kansas did you live?" Because he lives in Lawrence.
Yeah, I was in Lawrence for a while. I was in Lawrence for a while for school, but I was in I started high school in Kansas, and we lived in Wichita, Kansas.
Enrico B says Adam Sandler has a funny Thanksgiving song, "Turkey for You" and "Turkey for Me."
Yeah, Adam Sandler, of course, has a Thanksgiving song.
And Brian, I love it. Brian says, "I'm gonna start learning."
Hey, Brian,
learn to play someday.
I've been watching Brian for a while now, and Brian's getting better. I can see a progression for sure. He's doing really well.
Yep. And Mitch Heyman says the way he looks at it, guitar players never stop learning. He calls himself a 55-year newbie, and he's been playing for 55 years on and off.
I'm sorry, Mitch. I'm going to disagree with you there. You're awesome, man. You can shred.
Yes, he plays extremely well.
Yeah, impressive.
Herb just burst our bubble. TSO has no Thanksgiving song. Oh, and Martin's pitching in with there's a fairly easy Silent Night version, and Open G also works well with a slide.
Ooh, slide. I don't think I've ever tried slide. I'm sure I haven't. Yeah, the Adam Sandler. I'll have to look that up. I got to post that, especially for Dolomite.
Have to, for sure.
The family pressure's on.
And Steve Brand says he's just across the border north of TonJäger. Nice.
Very nice.
And Dan Gorman's thanking Kush for that Les Paul. He's enjoying it. He says it's amazing.
Very cool.
For life, Bruce. Student for life.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said not until recently were you really trying to make were you really able to make a guitar sound like what you wanted it to?
And it, for the most part, it's more to my playing. It still doesn't sound the way I want it to. But I enjoy it. Playing guitar is therapy for me.
Mm-hmm.
It takes me to a place where whatever nonsense is going on in life, it just goes away. And even if I don't sound great, I have a blast. I have a blast. Just sitting down and just doing the same thing I always do, and the same songs, or learning something new. Learning something new has been, since I've gotten a little bit better, it's so much easier to pick up new songs.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not perfectly, but the basics.
Well, and that's the thing is, if you're just playing through the same stuff all the time, you're not going to progress. You're just going to stay where you are. And it's by trying something new or something different or something that's even a whole lot more difficult that you're going to make that progress. I mean, if you go back to when we all first started, and you're trying to get that chord down, and you can't get your fingers to make that shape, and you can't. There's that one string you can't get your finger on without touching another one, and and you're trying to make that just monkey grip, so it's like clamping down on it, and you're like realize, wait, that's not how it's done. But and then one day, and you're practicing, you're trying to get it right, and then one day it just happens, and you're not even thinking about it, right?
Yep, that muscle memory kicks in.
Yeah. And
and then it's there.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I actually need I've been seriously considering, especially the last month or two, like I need to go take some proper lessons. And as far as I know, I'm not even holding the pick correctly.
Yeah.
I'm just, tabs was everything for a long time. That's the only way I played.
Well, it's like when you have that conversation with someone else that's either been experienced in playing for a while, or that's already been in that point in the journey where you're at, and they tell you things like, you don't have, and that whole idea, you don't have to clamp down with an iron grip on your fretting hand. Try holding your pick this way, or try doing this, or try doing that, and all of a sudden it opens up something to you that wasn't there before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Eddie Fay is on the east side of Washington.
Yeah.
And as a tone hunter, are you chasing after someone else's tone or your own tone?
I'm definitely not chasing it after my tone. I don't know what that is.
Well, maybe you're searching for your own tone.
You know what? I just like I like what sounds good to me. Whatever makes me smile. If I'm playing it, if it makes me smile, or I am getting into it, even if it sounds horrible. I mean, anybody else listening would be like, "Oh, yikes!" But it brings me joy. And another thing I think that pertains to is, in this experience, 4 or 5 months ago, I had 2 guitars, and now I have 7, plus 2 others of people's that I'm working on. I like playing different stuff. I like hearing how new instruments sound, or new to me. Even if it's another Stratocaster or something I already have, if it's a different brand, a different model, whatever, just getting something new in my hand and what does this sound like? And to me, that Tone Chaser isn't so much trying to, fine tune or finalize something. It's the constant new whatever.
Yeah, that whole
instrument.
What can I do with this thing?
Well, I'm not really into pedals yet, but I said yet. Amp, all that stuff. What's that sound like? I'm not necessarily chasing to track it down, just to go find what's out there, and experience as much as I can of it.
Love it. Well, Sean Hockey's got a good question for you. He says, Brant, who are your guitar greats?
That's a tough one. Definitely Jimmy Page is up there. I respect a lot of great guitarists that I don't necessarily listen to their music that much. Like Eric Clapton, I'm not a huge Clapton fan, but man, that guy is amazing. Flash for me was kind of the epitome of coolness in high school.
Yeah.
I was, in Kansas, I was probably one of the first ones in my grade to start listening to Guns N' Roses. And I was like telling everybody, like, you gotta listen to this. Instead of Bon Jovi or whatever else was out at the time. That guy, he just makes a guitar sing. So many, and there's lots of people that I don't know, but I just love the guitar. I don't follow anybody, super religiously or, early on, a lot of my influences, music wise, were the old 60s, Jimi Hendrix, The Doors, later on, a little Led Zeppelin, Rush, these bands that weren't on the radio anymore, or not often at the time, for me, because everybody was into hair metal and all that kind of stuff, which I certainly partook of that as well. Eddie Van Halen, first concert I ever saw was unfortunately not David Lee Roth of Eddie Van Halen, but Sammy Hagar, Eddie Van Halen.
Okay.
And that was, just blew my mind. All the greats. It doesn't matter. Who have I been listening to lately? Like Cat Stevens.
And I think the more that you get into this, the more you get into this guitar thing yourself, it's like it opens you up to new people. And then you're like, oh, that's who that was. And, and you get that appreciation of it.
There's a great guy that I don't know if you've ever heard of him or not. This artist, Barnes Courtney.
No, this is not a name I'm familiar with.
I think he's in England now. I'm not sure. He grew up in England and then was in America for a while. He does some good rock stuff, some really good acoustic guitar. Amazing player. And he's new to guitar as well. Like, he's a singer. That's I think he was on some English show, like, kind of a England's Got Talent or whatever. I don't. But he was known for singing, but he's, started as an artist and like, like everybody I've talked to, like, who's Barnes Courtney? He's amazing. Great songwriter, great guitar licks. So you delve into all these little.
Well, and that's it's a big part of the fun of the journey, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Just if you hear something that just resonates, you know,
Something that sticks with you, and you want to
it hits something primal inside, you know, and then well, I want more of that. And I can't put my finger on it, you know.
For sure. Well, Martin is asking, what's your holy grail guitar?
Holy grail guitar that I own, or that I would love to own.
That you'd love to own.
I'm not experienced enough to answer that question. Jeez. I don't know. It's changing. I think the more that I see, it's evolving. I would have said like a Slash signature Les Paul style guitar would be it. Is it Jessica? Says the name of his guitar. I can't read.
That I couldn't tell you.
It has the cigarette burn on it. You know, like I know enough about that guitar to know, you know, I'd be like, oh, that would be the holy grail. But I've yet to play it.
Given what you've talked about with your influences, it makes sense, right?
Yeah, but I have yet to play a telly, so I know, right? Like I keep waiting for one to roll in.
Hold on.
It's on my list. I know. I'm sorry. I apologize. I told you shouldn't have invited me on this channel.
You did warn me. I need a moment. Hold on.
But it's on my list. It's the next thing I'm getting for sure.
All right, we're open to it. Okay, we're good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. Just because I haven't played one, it's not because I haven't wanted to. It's just I haven't had the opportunity yet.
There you go.
So at this point, I say my holy grail guitar. I'm leaving my options open. There's a whole bunch of stuff I haven't touched. So
yeah, you want to do? He needs to do some more research, folks.
Definitely. I need to do some more taste testing for sure.
There you go. And Wayne McConnell he says this is some great conversation. He's got us on the big screen.
Well, you're making me hungry now.
And he's got some great fluffy blueberry pancakes. I'm so jealous right now.
Yeah, I am too. I've been nervous about this, so I've been up early, haven't eaten anything.
Love it. Herb says, buy a katana. The pedal game will break you.
Yeah. So I haven't gotten into the pedal game, and mostly it's a budget thing. What I ended up doing is I got a little one of those little Fender Mustang Micro plug-in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I want effects, I'll just go into that. And and you can interface with your your device
it's pretty flexible. I mean, if you're on the go and doing something like that, it's pretty flexible. It gives you a lot for that little device. Yeah.
And there's something like 70 presets on there. And then you can adjust each one and swap out whatever pedal effects you got or what amp you want, and I don't mess around with that stuff too much because it's just I don't know what I'm doing mostly.
I had a modeling amp when I first got started, and it had too many options on it. It was like option paralysis, and it's like, no, I want with like 4 knobs and that's it.
Right. There is that too. Like of the 70 presets, I probably only consistently use 3 or 4.
Yeah.
That I go back to. I'm like, oh, I like the way that sounds. So,
well, going back to guitar greats for a minute, Dolomite says, how about Richard Smith?
Richard Smith. Who's Richard Smith? Sorry, I had to do that.
No, it is great. I could hear him laughing on the other end.
I don't know that he's laughing.
Well, there's some definite noise there. Oh, gotta love it. Earl wants to know, did you ever go to the outhouse when you lived in Lawrence?
The outhouse? I was in Lawrence from 91 until 94 or 5, I think. My pub of choice was the Hawk. I lived right down the street on Ohio Street, down from like 2 blocks away from the Hawk, where they sold you a big glass that you could refill for $1. It was great.
Nice.
They're great. And the wheel, which was right on campus, used to go there. Or the Bottleneck. The Bottleneck was great because they had open mic night. And I tried to get a buddy of mine that we kind of, we're in high school together and then in college together. And then we took the guitar class together, and he's great at guitar. He never plays, but he can pick one up and just start playing.
Love it.
And I always tried to get him to do open mic night at the Bottleneck, but he was reluctant, mostly because I think he thought he didn't want to carry me.
Here you go. Well, Time Surfing Alien FedEx is at his door, and so he's got a new guitar day. A Diamond Bolero here is there for him. You ordered it on Friday, and so his gas has been relieved.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot about those Diamond guitars, and they're being I forget what company it is, but they're being liquidated basically. And so they're pretty nice guitars that are going for really, really reasonable price.
I'll say hello to Patrick Trites, who's made his way in. Let's see. So let's talk about your channel a little bit.
Okay, sure.
And let me go ahead and I'm going to share, because I think for a new channel, it's already looking really great.
Oh, thank you. That has more to do with you guys and everybody else in the community give me pointers.
And so here's TonJäger's channel, and of course I'm going to put it back into the chat one more time here. But you can see I'm already on the videos tab, because I like looking at how many videos, right? And already he has got, excuse me.
Do I have 14 or 16?
There are 16 videos at this point.
16. And
I love it. The very first video was Perfect Your Sound.
Well, that was my that was done as a kind of a commercial to promote myself on Marketplace on Facebook to the community, as I can change your strings for you basically and clean up your guitar. That's why I did that video, was to kind of promote myself that way. And then I just started filming whatever I was doing.
And I love this, because you can see as the channel develops, then you begin, as you put out more videos, then you start using some really nice thumbnails.
Oh yeah. So I was like, I got to get on this train and do the thumbnails thing. And I did a couple of them, and I was like, it's just, and then I stopped. And then Brian from Searching for Tone was like, you got to play the game, man, but get those thumbnails back in there.
You do. And Papa Blue just gave you a sub.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. I appreciate it.
And so did Ferd Burfel.
Oh, nice. Jeez.
And
that's great.
So, but one of the interesting things here, we were talking about the channel earlier, and in our pre-show, and but let's talk about how you started your early content, right? How did you get the stuff in order to do these videos?
So initially it was most of what I had, which wasn't very much at the time. And actually, so I have, sorry, I should have pulled it out sooner. Had it ready. This was the electric guitar that I wanted to start playing right away is my electric guitar.
Okay.
And if you look at the headstock, you can see, I don't know if you can see the brand name there.
Yeah.
Zenny.
Zenny. Mm-hmm.
This is not a good guitar. It's all right now, but it took a lot of time to do this. So, hey, Keith, take care, buddy.
You know he's here. So, yep, Keith, you have a good time. He's doing Thanksgiving dinner for the family today, and so
Watching the Chiefs.
Here you go. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping in, bud.
Yeah, Keith and I have had some back and forth because of the whole. I think he's in Missouri, and we're the Kansas connection there. But this guitar just needed a lot of work, and so I think I did. I was curious. I had seen a video where I wanted to update all the parts, and one of the things I did was I did a. I was looking into doing the quick connects to swap out pick cards with like the little you see them on like RC cars and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you could just swap them out and not have to solder everything every time. And then I was like, why don't I start doing this for people in my community and see if, maybe somebody will give me a little money to make their guitar look nice. And actually most of the guitars I've gotten are from people I know in the school district that I work for here. And kids' guitars.
But I thought that was a great idea, right? I don't have access to a lot of stuff. I'm kind of getting started.
Yeah.
I do a bunch of videos. Hey, anyone got a guitar, I could borrow and just kind of do it. And I think that's interesting because you get a student guitar, you can get these other guitars that other people may have or may have gotten or maybe thinking about looking at getting and like decide not to get them.
Right.
But it was a unique way of sitting there going through and kind of thinking about that.
Well, and I think I mentioned before the show started that Torsten from Tease Guitars. If you haven't heard of Tease Guitars, great. Thanks, Jeff. There's lots of he does all sorts of videos and he's in chats and they're great guitarists. And one thing I watched, I saw something where he was actually filming himself set up a guitar that he was sending out to a customer. And I thought, what a great idea. If I work on somebody's guitar, I'll just film it.
Mm-hmm.
That way I could talk about the guitar for anybody who's watching. And the customer can actually see, here's your guitar.
Yeah.
That I, this is what I did to it. And this is what I think about it. If you care. I mean, I think half the people I've done that for, it's their guitar. I don't think they watched, maybe more than a minute of the video of, 20 minutes of.
But it is cool having a video out there on your guitar.
Yeah. And then I always get like what I get is a surprise sometimes. Mm-hmm. I had a lady recently, she's like, oh, I got a Fender guitar and the electronics don't work on it. And I'm like, sweet, I'm getting my first electric guitar from a customer. And it turned out to be an acoustic electric and everything worked fine. She just had a dead battery in the compartment. That was it. That's all I had to, do. But I didn't know that was coming. And then it was just it's kind of fun, spur of the moment, not planning ahead, not necessarily cherry picking what I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm. And I just thought it was just a unique and interesting way to do it. And it's fun, right?
I learned a lot. I had a nylon string, classical guitar was one of my first ones. And I've never changed nylon strings. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to, but I was like, I'll give it a shot. And, I've got my guitar repair book back here, the Dan Erlewine book. And you guys, YouTube,
which has been a great place for all of us to go for that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Penelope Payne says, "Good evening, guys. My daughter's played an electric guitar for 2 years. She's got a Fender Stratocaster. What would be a good second choice guitar?"
This is for my niece.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what would be a good guitar for her?
Well, I love the Searcher Tone's getting all technical. He's like, "Okay, what kind of music do you like to play? What sounds you looking to get?" You know.
Yeah, and we played together when I've gone over to England. That's where my my wife's family's from. That's where she lives. I've taken my acoustics over with me.
Mm-hmm. Marcia Murray, if you don't know, is a big jazz master fan. So he's putting in the plug.
Oh,
but
you know what? I think she should get a Telly so she can let me know.
Well, see, that's where I was going to go, because you can't go wrong with a Telly. It's so versatile.
You can't go wrong. I think she's got a Strat. Yeah, she's got a Strat style now. We've played together. She's done a lot of like Foo Fighters songs. Actually, last time we got together, we did a little Rage Against the Machine. That was fun. So she's into all sorts of stuff. I think she's very talented. Very, just a natural on the guitar. So I'm anxious to see where she goes with it.
She goes with it.
Yeah. I think she can. I think she can make a lot out of doing something like that and play for people. And she sings. I think she's a good singer too, and she can sing and play at the same time, which I'm not a chance I could do that.
Nice. Let's see. Want to welcome in Terry 3G.
Hey, Terry.
Julian. And Bo saying you have to change nylon strings as soon as they become spongy. I normally change them almost every month back. Used to change them almost every month back in the day when I used them a lot.
Yeah. My thing was I didn't know how to tie them. I didn't, I had to figure that out. And if you watch the video, I actually think I did a pretty good job for my first time, but who knows? Always a telling.
Yeah. Ed agrees. He thinks, it's cool watching someone do your guitar, right? Just steering to it. And so I'm working on one for him right now.
Oh yeah.
So he is eagerly waiting his next video.
How much longer is he going to have to wait, do you think?
It's probably going to be after Christmas, because I've been struggling to get the binding in because we want to do red, white, and blue binding. And when I got the red binding the first time it came in, it was I ordered a red binding, but it was closer to a burgundy, and from when you look at it from the top where you're going to see it, it looks more purple than burgundy even. And then the blue binding never showed up, so I ordered the blue binding a second time, and I ordered red binding, right? And neither one of those have shown up. I'm like, come on. This is not hard.
Well, I can't wait to see it, man. You do great work. I mentioned a bunch of times to you that, super impressed with the stuff that you do. Beautiful work.
Well, I certainly appreciate that. It is it's something that I work real hard at, and I'm just so glad that everybody enjoys it, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. I had no inclination that you could do that kind of stuff. So watching you do what you do, man, it's just amazing. Oh, bye, Arth.
Have a good one, buddy. Oh, it is. This community is just great and a lot of fun to have around. And Vencombs just wants to let you know you can shred on a telly searching for tone. Look at all those Nashville shredders. All right, Martin, you go and have dinner, and thank you. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you.
And Penelope is very proud of her. Yep. You're welcome.
Yeah. They should be. Yeah. She's a great kid. Great young lady, I should say.
Let's see. Mitch is saying, great show. He'll be watching Brant's videos and hitting the like button. Appreciate that.
Thanks, man. Jeez,
and
really appreciate it.
Good morning, Trev. How are you?
Hey, you Jasmine.
Yeah, an acoustic is a must. You got to have one of those in your arsenal for sure.
I love playing the acoustic as much as I love the electric. There's something about doing an acoustic, just for a simple song that I really enjoy.
Well, we got time for one more question. If you want to ask Brant one more question, you want to learn something about him, we're all ears.
I think they probably had enough of me.
I don't know. You and I've been talking quite a while, and I'm still digging.
I've been enjoying it, man. It's been so much fun. Like I was super. Oh,
hey Wesley,
there's my brother. I brought some more people to your channel. I hope.
Here you go.
What up, bro?
Yeah, so Josh is saying, Charles, after Winter Festival season is over, I can probably do one of these from over here. Easy time of the day for him now.
Oh, yeah.
Great, Josh. Just let me know. Love to have you on, buddy.
Josh, I'd like to see you explore the European guitar market a little bit.
Oh, yeah. And thank you, Herb. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Herb.
Wesley saying, go Jaeger. I love it.
You know what? I should be using. He graduated from film school. I should you to work for me.
Him, yeah, for sure. Yeah, he is just an hour 45 minutes away from Dolman. Well, folks, this has been great. We're running out of time here, but we do have time for one question. And so, Brant, where do you want this guitar journey to take you?
Oh man, I really just want it to be, as long as I'm having fun and like participating in the community like I am now. I did mention I have a project that I'm working on. I'm donating this guitar. There we go.
The gray one.
The gray one. To the elementary school that I work for. We're doing some customization on it with the school logo and the school name. And actually, Jace Allen Guitar, he's helping me out with that. He's got a vinyl printing shop. We're going to do the logo on the pickguard that I sent over to him. I don't know if he'll do a video about it. No pressure, Jace, if you see this. But I'm enjoying that aspect. Whatever I can get my hands on and mess around with it, even if I don't get to keep it, is fantastic for me. And if I can glean information and methods from you guys, which I have been so far, and just keep giving back to the community, my local community, is what I'm really interested in. Getting more kids interested in playing guitar. It seems like the music choices now aren't as guitar oriented for a lot of the youth, and if I can help perpetuate the guitar journey for someone else, and then that's all that matters to me. All that matters to me.
Kush wants to know if that's your Les Paul there behind you.
That is a Firefly. Let me get that down. I'll show you. Because that one's a little special. So this is my kind of wall of, two YouTube guitars. This guy is one of the first guitars that I got. And this is actually, I got this off the Bald Shredder's channel.
Oh, very nice.
The Bald Shredder. And he was selling this, and I was like, I need a Les Paul style Twin humbuckers, and I was watching his video. I had ordered some Les Paul styles from Leo James, and people say great things about those guitars, but the ones I got needed a lot of work.
Yeah.
And so I was on his channel, and he was selling this, and I was like, there you go. That's my solution.
There you go. All right.
I like this guitar. But yeah, if I could get more YouTube guitars, more guitars that have been on YouTube before I get my hands on them, that's what I'm collecting now, I think.
Does the Gretsch come with Charles tonight? Well, we'll see. All right. So, Brant, thank you so much for coming on. This has been great.
Hey
And
man, thanks for having me. It's been fantastic. It's a pleasure. You're an awesome guy, and
thank you, sir.
great channel, and the stuff you do, like I said, fantastic.
And I want to thank everyone for coming on in and being with us and getting to know the members of the community. It's a lot of fun here every Sunday morning for me to come on and do this, especially as we get to bring our community close together, and getting to meet great guys like Brant is all part of it. Brant, I want you to know that in the time that you've been sitting here, you're now up to 52 subscribers.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God, that's awesome.
But folks, go ahead, enjoy the rest of
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Music Therapy Laz is up next. He's getting ready to start here in a few minutes. The OU812 crew is going to have an awesome jam coming up later in the day. And if you haven't had too much of me already, I'll be Ben Coombs' guest on his show tonight.
So sweet.
Yeah. And that Pete Thorne guy might go live too. So
what a great day, man. That's awesome. Thank you so much. It's been great seeing everybody, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to meet everyone. It's been really special. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And so go ahead and stay on with me a little bit. We're going to go ahead and give these guys the theme song written for us by Ben Coombs on the way out here. And just thank you for coming here, and thank you for being part of the community. Brant, thank you so much for bringing the family in today. That was a lot of fun.
It was good. That was kind of cool. Thank you very much. That was great.
All right, folks, and don't forget to enjoy your guitar journey.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.